Get ready because we are diving straight into the high-octane world of music right now. First up, the Argentine sensations CA7RIEL and Paco Amoroso are back with a vengeance in their latest YouTube feature, proving that their rebirth is truly real. After a shocking split and a life-changing detox with the legendary Sting, these two are hitting the road for a massive world tour that you absolutely cannot miss.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next, we're turning the spotlight to the master of sound, Julian Shah-Tayler. He is gearing up for his upcoming album release titled Easy to Love on Harmony Records, featuring brand new, reimagined versions of his most iconic tracks. From his work with symphonies to his unique spiritual approach to music production, he is redefining what it means to be a modern-day creative force. Then, we have to talk about the brutal reality of the concert industry and why those massive arena shows might be losing their magic. We are taking a hard look at why bands like The Strokes are moving into these giant venues and what that shift actually means for your wallet and your experience. Are you really getting the performance you paid for, or is the soul of live music getting lost in the rafters? Finally, get excited for the future of K-pop because the Big Four, HYBE, JYP Entertainment, SM Entertainment, and YG Entertainment, are joining forces for a massive joint venture. They are planning a global festival phenomenon that aims to take over the world stage by 2027. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another update on these industry-shifting stories. Ever imagine grabbing sushi with a global superstar and being told that being a free spirit isn't just a vibe, it's a survival tactic? That's exactly where we find ourselves in the latest, takes us out sit-down with the Argentine firebrands, CA7RIEL and Paco Amoroso. Picture this. They're sitting in a New York eatery, sake in hand, looking like they've just walked out of a creative fever dream. But beneath the deadpan humor and the trendy sweaters, there's a story of burnout, a bizarre intervention from Sting, and a full-blown musical rebirth. After sweeping the Latin Grammys, the duo hit a wall so hard they actually broke up for a month. It's a classic cautionary tale of industry pressure, but their comeback, it's nothing short of genius. They credit their healing to an unexpected wellness retreat hosted by none other than Sting, a man CA7RIEL once accidentally mistook for a costumed impersonator at a Halloween party. Can you imagine? Their new album, Free Spirits, is the direct result of that detox, trading in the high-stress grind for a sense of genuine peace. They're even getting real about the beauty of being mediocre, flipping the script on the industry's obsession with perfection. It's raw, it's hilarious, and it's arguably their most liberated work yet. Are you ready to embrace your own inner, free spirit, and stop chasing the impossible standard of perfection? Let us know in the comments if you've checked out the new tracks yet, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the artists changing the game. After all, the best art doesn't come from being perfect, it comes from being real. Ever wonder what happens when a seasoned artist decides to open up his own sonic vault and let a collaborator take the reins? That is exactly the vibe behind Julian Shah-Tayler's upcoming release, Easy to Love. You might know him as the Singularity, a powerhouse singer-songwriter who spent the last decade tearing up the studio and carving out a unique lane in the music world. But his new project on Harmony Records isn't just a best-of compilation, it's a total reimagining. Working with producer and label head David Chatfield, Shah-Tayler has taken some of his most personal tracks, think songs like End of the Line and Beautiful World, and breathed fresh air into them. Chatfield, a man with his own fascinating history involving the legendary David Bowie, has applied his unique production touch to these songs, treating them not just as audio, but as an art piece. It's a brave move for any artist to let someone else dismantle and rebuild their work, but Shah-Tayler isn't precious about it. He sees it as a collaboration, a new iteration, and frankly, it's refreshing to see an artist so focused on the song itself rather than the ego of the original recording. What's truly fascinating here is the philosophy driving the sound. Shah-Tayler is a major proponent of transcendental meditation, and he views it as a total reset for the brain, a screensaver for his creativity. You can hear that clarity in the music. There's no room for rage here, just a deep, cosmic sense of acceptance. He's moved past the idea of just making background music and is instead crafting work that demands you pay attention. Even as he balances these original releases with high-profile Bowie symphonic tribute shows across the country, his focus remains on that deeper, personal connection with his listeners. Whether he's playing with a full orchestra or performing intimate solo gigs in Costa Mesa, Shah-Tayler is proving that music is about more than just streaming numbers. It's about the intention behind the notes. If you're tired of the fleeting nature of today's algorithmic playlists, this is the deep dive you've been looking for. Go check out his latest work, explore his creative history at his website, and let me know in the comments. Do you think remixing a back catalog is the future of artist discovery, or should we leave the originals untouched? Stay tuned, keep listening, and keep finding the beauty in the chaos. Ever feel like you're paying a small fortune just to watch your favorite band perform from another time zone? You're clutching a 9-pound beer, trekking up to the nosebleed section of an arena, and suddenly it hits you. This isn't about the music anymore. This is a high-stakes lesson in expensive logistics. We've been conditioned to think that an arena tour is the ultimate mountain peak for any musician, but let's be real. Often, the bigger the stage, the emptier the soul of the performance. When you shell out those premium prices, you aren't paying for the artistry. You're funding the lights, the electricity, the hundreds of staff, and those ridiculous concession prices. You're paying for everything except the connection between the artist and the audience. Now, look for a massive pop spectacle with a dozen costume changes and a small army of dancers. An arena actually makes sense. It's a sensory overload that fills the void. But then you have bands like The Strokes. Remember when they were the kings of indie sleaze? They were all about that gritty, leather jacket, nightclub energy where you could practically smell the cigarettes and sweat. Watching The Strokes in an arena feels like a glitch in the simulation. Why do it? Julian Casablancas said it best. The Strokes is a business. And that's the cold, hard truth. It's not about the art, it's about shareholder growth and filling the coffers. But at what cost to us, the fans? You're paying hundreds of dollars to squint at a tiny figure on a stage, viewing the whole thing through a sea of glowing phone screens, while the sound bounces off concrete walls, losing all its crisp, angular bite. You're trading intimacy for a spectacle that lacks the very soul that made you fall in love with the music in the first place. We've been sold a lie that bigger is always better, but in reality, an arena tour is just a hollow pinnacle, a commercial ebb disguised as an achievement. Music is meant to be felt, not just watched from a distance. So, the next time a band announces a stadium run, ask yourself if you're chasing a memory or just funding a spreadsheet. Hit subscribe if you're tired of paying more for less, and let me know in the comments, what's the worst arena show you've ever sat through? Because honestly, sometimes, the best seat in the house is the one that's still available at a venue that actually feels like home. What happens when the 4 biggest rivals in K-pop decide to stop fighting and start building an empire together? Imagine a music festival that makes Coachella look like a backyard party. Because that is exactly what HYBE, JYP, SM, and YG Entertainment are planning to do. In a move that has absolutely stunned the industry, these K-pop titans have filed to create a massive joint venture, internally referred to as Fanomenon. Now, this isn't just some casual collaboration. This is a strategic power play. We are talking about a formal business combination report submitted to South Korea's Fair Trade Commission, proving they are dead serious about carving out a new global powerhouse. Why now? Well, follow the money. Live music has become an absolute goldmine for these companies. HYBE alone raked in over $500 million in concert revenue last year, and with massive tour like BTS's ARIRANG setting new historical benchmarks, the data makes it clear. The stage is where the future of K-pop lives. By pooling their resources, these companies aren't just cutting costs, they are creating an ecosystem. According to JYP Entertainment, this is a collaborative effort tied to a government committee, aimed at promoting K-culture on a massive, international scale. The visionary behind this is none other than J.Y. Park himself, who has been vocal about his goal to create a festival that doesn't just compete with the Western giants, but outright surpasses the legacy of Coachella. We are looking at a 2027 debut in Korea, followed by a world tour that kicks off in 2028, featuring a lineup that will likely bridge the gap between K-pop icons and major international superstars. It is fascinating to see this shift, especially as industry rivals like Sony and Universal are already moving to dominate the Tokyo live scene with their own joint ventures. The competition is heating up, and the scale is becoming truly global. So, what do you think? Can the Big Four put aside their competitive differences to build a lasting dynasty, or will the internal politics of such a massive partnership become too much to handle? Drop a comment below with your take, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates on the future of global music. Until next time, stay tuned.